Hello everyone, it's Caddy and I'm back with another design team project for the Shimmerz Paints design team. Remember, if you do place any orders on the Shimmerz website, make sure you mention my name at checkout and you will receive a free product with your order. Here are some of the products I'm going to be working with today. So I really wanted to work with these new products, the ones we just got in the shop very recently, and they are the Paste-Eeez. And they are a texture paste, so I really like texture paste. So this is a product that I really enjoy working with. So I had this idea. I cut out these scallops from a pattern paper it's actually a Christmas paper pad. It's called Snow Day by Crepe Paper, and it's a little bit older. So I cut out these scallops, which was a whole sheet. It was a 12 by 12 sheet of pattern paper with a bunch of different color scallops. I cut a few that matched the colors of the pasties that I have. So I'm going to be using the raspberry sherbet, and I'm going to be using hold the mustard. So these are the two colors. So I pulled out these two, or I cut out, I should say, these two scallops, which match those colors very well. So I'm going to be using this stencil. This is by Prima. It has sort of like little triangles, or little diamonds on it. So I use the raspberry sherbet at the bottom, and then I use the hold the mustard up top. And I'm going to do that all the way across the page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the scallops over these, obviously not covering them, but it's going to look kind of like they're scallops of color underneath, or you know, kind of going down the whole paper. So it was just a thought that I had, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I decided to go with it. So I'm doing that right now. So I'm going to start adhering some of these scallops together so that I could lay them kind of cascading down the page. So yeah, I'm just getting everything glued down here. And I'm going to realize that I didn't add quite enough of the hold the mustard color up there on the right, where I did the stencil work. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more in just a second. But I'm just getting my scallops down. So I am adding fun foam to the edges of the scallops so that I could have them popping up, and I could just have a little bit more dimension. It's always fun to have dimension on your layouts and add some different textures and things. So besides the texture paste, raising it up I thought was a good idea, just to give a little bit more dimension. So there I go, just adding a little bit more of that hold the mustard, which I needed in that little corner over there. Now this the Paste-Eeez, they don't take that long to dry. I know, for example, like the Dazzlers and the textures from the shop, they're amazing and they have a ton of shimmer, but they take a long time to dry. So these products are actually a lot quicker to dry. So I basically left it sitting there. I took out my heat tool, literally just ran it over the paint for a couple seconds, and it was dry. So it's very quick to dry. So that's a very good thing. And then I pulled here in my two photos. These are two photos of my niece. She looks absolutely adorable. She's at a birthday party here, at a birthday celebration, and she was just running around and being her very 2-year-old self. So so when she's, you know, running around kind of going crazy, you know, they give her the cell phone because it calmed her down for a little bit. So that's why the title of my layout is Taming the Terrible Twos, because that phone is what does tame her. So I pulled out a colorings here in pink stiletto. I thought I was going to use that, but that one doesn't quite match. So I pulled out a few of my creamies here. And I am not going to use that yellow one. I will use the pink one, which is called Berry Hot. So I am going to use that. The yellow one was just not dark enough, so I pulled out this one. This is a colorings in Mandarin Mai Tai. So I will use that one, and that is the perfect shade of yellow. And I'm just painting these little tiny flowers. I had these cut out on my desk from a previous layout, so I just brought them in to add a little bit more detail and interest to this layout. So I'm just painting them again using the Berry Hot, which is the little creamies in that little tub. And I did add water to that because the creamies do come in a dry form, so you do have to add water to activate them. So I did add creamies, and then the colorings, which is Mandarin Mai Tai, which is that pretty yellowish, orangish color. So I have those painted, and I'm going to scatter those around just to add some texture. Now something I am going to do, I'm going to add a few white ones to the layout, and then what I'm going to do when I turn the camera off is I'm going to add a little bit of gold. Just some gold Heidi Shine that I have, because I don't have a gold Shimmerz paint yet. So I added some gold because I do have a little bit of gold in my title. So I thought the gold was appropriate color, and I didn't want to just leave them white. So I am adding a little map behind my photo here. This is a sheet of paper from the same collection. Again, this is an older Christmas paper pad. It's called Snow Day by Crepe Paper. I'm also going to pop up that picture there with Fun Foam, the one on the right, and it's going to kind of overlap the one on the left a little bit. That little embellishment there on the top top right hand side looks kind of like a little flower or like a little Ferris wheel. That little, it's a piece from a Crepe Paper little ephemera pack, and I can't remember the name. I think it was called Bits and Pieces or something like that. I can't quite remember, but I know it came in that little pack, and it was the perfect color, so I went ahead and used it on this layout. So I'm just scattering around all of my little flowers and kind of alternating the colors. Obviously I don't want to put the pink ones over the pink ones and the yellow ones over the yellow ones, so I just kind of scatter them around. Again, the white ones I will end up painting them with the gold. I will do that off camera, however. So I am going to work on my title. I wanted to do a mix of fonts, which is something I really like to do. Just do a long title with different fonts. It's a great way to use up your thickers. So these thickers are one of my favorite ones. They are from Thickers, and they are called Rain Boots, and they are yellow, obviously. So I'm going to use that to write out Taming, and I did not have an I, so I had to sort of create my own I from an H. So I did that, and I went ahead and made my word. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use these. These are Dear Lizzie. I think these were from the, I want to say the Happy Place collection, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. And I don't have them in front of me, of course. So I don't remember the name, but I think they're from the Happy Place collection. And they are a very similar shade. So they're not the exact shade as everything else, but they're pretty close. So I went ahead and used those anyway. Then I'm going to use, to kind of fill in the and the word choose, I'm going to use these other Dear Lizzie stickers. And they're really pretty. These are from the, oh gosh, Fine and Dandy collection, I think they were. So these are little gold hearts, and then the letters are in the center of the hearts. So I'm going to use those to write out the rest of my title, and they were the perfect little addition to that title. I really like the title, how it came out in this layout. It looks really, really cute. So I am gluing down these little flowers, and I came back to the layout, and I was not happy. I mean, I like it, but I wanted to add another color. So I'm gonna add another color. So I'm gonna add this blue teal color, or blue turquoisey aqua color, and I brought in the scallop that was that color. So I'm going to place it over that sort of taupe one, and add that third color. I did cut off the top there, as you saw, the edge, so I am going to also add that in. And of course I broke it when I was adding my ATG tape to it, but it's okay, I glue it back together. So that just brings in a little bit of that blue color, and that just made me happier to have another color. As much as I loved the pink and the yellow together, I really wanted another color in here in the mix. So I do go ahead and add that, and I'm just surgically placing my piece of paper back together and getting my little flowers down. So since I did want to add another color, I wanted some more of that blue color, so I decided to take everything off from the top, and I'm going to lift this up. And yes, I know, I'm a bit crazy. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just, you know, want to do something else, so I just go with it. So I just took everything off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back the same Prima stencil, and I'm going to use the stencil. I'm just masking it off here so that I don't get any excess mist, which is what I'm going to be using to color this anywhere else. So I'm gonna end up using one of the mists, another colorings, and it's called Oh Say Can You See. So I'm gonna use that and just very lightly spray it to just add some color up there. It was just bothering me that it was super white up there. I wanted some color up there as well. So sometimes I like white, sometimes I don't. You know, it was bothering me, so I wanted some color. Now when you do something like this, you want to make sure you kind of line up the stencil as best as you can, so that you don't get some really harsh lines where the stencil meets. So in this case, most of it is covered up anyway because my picture is kind of laying there and right where they kind of meet, but I still wanted to get a nice even distribution of color. So I'm just kind of making sure that my stencil is lined up here with the stencil work on the left. So again, I just do a light spray of this color, and I really like how it turned out. It just made a big difference for me. So I let that dry. It just only takes a few seconds to dry, and I'm gonna add everything back in. So here I go, adding my little scallops, and I'm gonna bring in my pictures and bring in my title again and just put everything back exactly where it was. I'm pretty sure I snapped a photo of it. I do that when when I move something or when I like the way something looks. I always take a picture of it with my phone, and then so I can just refer back to it and use it as reference when I'm putting everything back together. Something else I decided to do is just use these a little bit of foam or fun foam behind every other little heart letter, so that they could kind of have a staggered look and have a little bit more dimension. So that's something I decided to do, and I do that for both words with the little gold hearts. Besides that, I'm also going to add little black enamel dots. They're not really enamel dots, they're more like, they look like little black pearls. And I'm going to add them to the centers of the little flowers. I think that also adds a nice little detail as well. So I will add those, and I'm not quite sure if I do that on camera or not. But yeah, I'm just finishing up here. I don't do much more to this. I do add a couple little embellishments, a little tab with the date on top of the left-hand picture, and a little puffy sticker, I believe on the right, to the right of the right-hand side picture, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's the only embellishing I do. I don't do much embellishing. I think the layout itself is embellishment enough. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will have my blog post below if you guys want to check it out and see the products that I've used. If you're interested in making any purchases in the Shimmerz store, please mention my name at checkout because you will receive a free product. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye!